Okay, guys, if you don't know, I'm going to take today off, and hopefully your sub will show you this video and perhaps a second video I made for you. I'm going to go see the doctor. My cough seems to be coming back a little bit, so I want to get checked out. So here we go. Guys, you're going to review linear systems, and again, hopefully this is something fairly basic that you still remember, but some of you guys forgot. So we're going to focus on the elimination method. Step one, we always make sure all the terms and variables are lined up. So as you can see, I have my x, y's, and my numbers lined up very nicely there. Then my goal is to eliminate one of the variables, either the x or the y. And if you notice, I have a positive y here and a negative y here. So it's already set up for us. All I have to do is add. And notice, I know that 3 and 4x is 7x. The y minus y goes to 0. That's what we want. We want it to cancel out, right? And that, of course, equals 17 plus 18 is 35. And now I have a simple equation I'm going to solve. Let's go ahead and divide both sides by 7. And I know x is 5. Now, I'm not done because that's the x variable. I need to plug it back in to find the y. Now, which one should I use? It doesn't matter. Let me just clean this up here. It doesn't matter. What's important is pick the one that's easier. And to me, I'd rather do the one that has a positive y in it. So I'm going to plug that 5 in for x. And that means I'll have 3 times 5 plus y equal to 17. And of course, 3 times 5 is 15. Plus y equals 17. And when I minus 15 both sides, y is 2. So my overall answer is x5, y2. And that's how you solve it. Pause the video if you need to. But just as important as that, guys, remember what this really does. As you can see here and here, I graphed the actual lines. These are lines, guys. These are linear equations. And notice, where do they cross each other? At 5, 2. That is our solution. That is what we discovered by using this elimination method. Okay. So hopefully you got all that down, and now you remember, oh yeah, that's cool stuff. All right, here, let's go on. Now this one looks scary, but guys, notice right here. Both of them have a minus 10y. If I can make one of them positive 10y, the y is going to go away, right? Also notice, see how all the x, y's, and the numbers and everything's all lined up nicely together. That's what we need to do elimination method. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to times this second equation by a minus or negative. All right? So follow along. Minus or negative times a negative is a positive 11x. Negative times that minus is a positive 10y. Negative times 13 is negative 13. Equals negative times 0, of course, is 0. Now, what I end up doing there is I'm actually going to blot this out now, guys, because we now have a new improved system here. And if I add together 3 and 11x, that's 14x, right? But the reason why I did that negative again is I have negative 10y plus a 10y now, which means y goes away to 0. And negative 29 and negative 13 is negative 42 equal to 0. I'm going to add 42 to solve for x. So 14x equals 42. And when I divide by 14, x equals 3. And remember, I'm not done until I plug the 3 in to find the y. Now I'm just going to go ahead, just for convenience sake, use this first equation here. And I'm going to plug that 3 in right there for x. So I'm going to end up, look right over here, guys. I'm going to end up with 3 times 3, because I'm plugging this 3 in for x, minus 10y minus 29 equal to 0. And 3 times 3 is 9. Minus 10y minus 29 equal to 0. 9 minus 29 will make a negative 20. And now I'm going to add 20 to both sides. So negative 10y is going to equal 20. And once I divide by negative 10, y is going to equal negative 2. And therefore, my final solution is x3, y negative 2. And so, guys, again, that's how you solve with elimination. Sometimes you have to do that minus or that negative, and your goal is to make either x or y cancel out. So you could solve for the other one first, and then you're going to plug it in to solve for the one that you eliminated to begin with. Now, one more time, I just want to remind you that our answer or solution was 3, negative 2. If we were to actually look at the graphs of these lines, notice they cross or intersect right there at 3, negative 2. And that's ultimately what we're doing with this algebra. By using the elimination method, guys, we're able to find solutions actually much more accurately and sometimes more quickly than we could graphing the lines. So, guys, that's basically how that's done. Now, the only thing else I could add is don't forget to do the puzzle, okay? For example, the answer here was 3, negative 2. So we would look for 3, negative 2, which would be letter L. Letter L, therefore, would go with problem 11. So that means you would come down, wherever you saw 11, you would put the letter L in there. So please remember to do the puzzle, because when you're done, this should say something that makes sense, and if it doesn't make sense, then that should clue you in on some mistake or mistakes you made on the worksheet. All right, guys? So that's all I can do for you right now since I'm not in class. Hopefully it made sense, and I will see you tomorrow.